thanks for tuning in. Today I am reviewing Ziwi Peak dog food, and this is a air-dried dog food. It's complete and balanced for all dogs, and this is a really high protein dog food. What they do is they air dry the protein source, the meat that they use, and then there are a few other added ingredients, but it is mainly just the air dried meat. So this recipe, this is the chicken that I tried. It's 96% protein. It's 96% chicken, organs, and they use green-lipped mussels in their recipes, which pack a major health benefit. They are a superfood for our pets, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But so the air drying, what it does basically is it's a natural way to preserve the food without reducing the nutrient content. If you bake, if you boil foods, if you grill foods, even cooking at high temperatures like that really quickly, it diminishes some of the nutrients in the food. Air drying does not do that, so you get the full amount of nutrients in the product. So anyway, I tried the chicken recipe. They sent a bunch of samples as well. They have venison, lamb, beef. This one is mackerel and lamb, and then there's a tripe and lamb as well. Now, this is the one that I've been feeding my dogs for a couple of weeks just to make sure that they get used to it and see how they do, look for any, reactions or anything to it. But I've also fed them, allowed them to try the samples. They have liked all the flavors and varieties. Typically, for my dogs, our Beagle's a little bit pickier, but anything that's made with a large amount of the protein source, it's very, it smells really good to them, and it obviously packs a lot of flavor. So it's really typically very appetizing to them. I wasn't surprised at all that they enjoyed this food, so I will go ahead and show you that they enjoy it and tell you a little bit more about the details of the Ziwi Peaks dog food. Here's a little look at what this food looks like. It's almost like little pieces of beef jerky, kind of. That's from that air drying process, which eliminates pathogenic bacteria to naturally preserve the food, as I mentioned, while protecting all those nutrients. This food has no grain, corn, soy, no potatoes, no wheat, no rice. Basically just no fillers, no sugars, no glycerins, and no rendered meats of any kind, no preservatives. So it's a natural, about as healthy as a commercial dog food can get. This also means, because it's so high, it's got so much meat in it, it's very high in protein and kilocalories, so smaller portions are needed. Keep that in mind. Speaking of the portions, when you get your Ziwi bag, this information's on the bag. It's much smaller, but I wanted you to be able to see this. They show a comparison of their food and how many calories are in a cup of their food. Premium kibble has 195 calories, 298 calories in Ziwi, and then 99 calories in a hydrated, freeze-dried commercial product. So you can tell that the calorie count is huge, and the amount of protein, 96% you see meat, organs, and the New Zealand Green Mussel. So, this is a really high protein diet. If your dog doesn't need a high protein diet, if they require for dietary purposes a lower protein diet, you're not going to want to try this one. Speaking of those green-lipped mussels, now while I give you some information, I'm going to put a little food in for our dogs. Now, this is the scoop that they provide you with. And so I'm just going to give some for Sadie and some for Molly. You can tell our girls, hey, this one's yours. Our girls are chomping on the bit to get this food. They really love the Ziwi food. As I said, all the different varieties that it's available in, they really enjoy. But, it's the high protein, the meat recipes is what really gets them. So, back to those green-lipped mussels, there's 3% green-lipped mussel inclusion. They are a natural source of glucosamine and chondroitin. They help to reduce joint pain, improve joint mobility, promote healthy cartilage growth. There are so many benefits to that one ingredient. They're also a natural form of omega-3 fatty acids, which help improve skin and coat health, reduce shedding, supports heart health, it boosts the immune system. So, you know, those antioxidants are great to have, and this is a natural source of them. They're also environmentally friendly, which is something that Ziwi is, you know, something that's important to them. You don't have to feed or fertilize green-lipped mussels. Obviously, they release nutrients and oxygen into the ocean. So, you know, it's a great process that they use, and when you look on the Ziwi website, all of this information is available. So if you'd like more information about how they source their ingredients or where they come from, I will let you check that out. There is a link to their website below this video. So let's talk about the cost, because that's really, although our dogs love it, obviously the cost is what concerns a lot of pet owners, especially those on a budget. So the little bag that I just showed you, that's a 1 pound bag. I'm gonna give our girls just a little more. Hey, they're gonna switch bowls, I guess. You get hers then. So this is a little 1 pound, like a sample bag. You can get anywhere from a 16-ounce bag to an 8.8 bag on Amazon, and the cost obviously varies depending on the type that you want, the flavor, and the size. Just for an estimate, a 2.2 pound bag of the lamb recipe runs $38.80 on Amazon. So that is obviously more expensive than most pet parents can afford. You know, that's a lot of money, but you have to keep in mind the portion sizes, and I'm gonna try and scoop Molly out of the way here, and I'll bring you back to the information that I got from Ziwi. Actually, it's on this one. So they show daily costs. Now their daily cost is right on here. So I looked into the other things that they compare it with. Of course, the freeze-dried food that I mentioned, as well as traditional kibble. So the daily cost for, you know, a high-quality kibble would be about $3.27. This is for, you know, on an average dog, and they based theirs on the 2018 MSRP of these products. So about $3.27 a day for most 20-pound dogs on a high quality kibble. And then if you look at freeze-dried, it ups it to $5.69 to $7. Freeze-dried is very expensive. And then you get the daily feeding costs right here in the square. Here is what's broken down for Ziwi. Go on, Molly. And so if you looked at a 20-pound dog, depending on the kind that you buy, it would be $3.27 to $3.43. So roughly about the same as a very high quality kibble. Oh God, you want some more food. So, you know, cost comparison, obviously it's more expensive than a lot of the poorer quality kibbles that are out there. But if you're looking at a product that you can actually compare quality-wise, it is, you know, pretty even in the field. It's pretty average priced for that. But, you know, of course, you need to check out your budget and what's best for you and your family. So that's, you know, up to you and your family, and something that you'd have to consider for your budget. If you have any other questions about the Ziwi air-dried food, feel free to reach out and email me. There's also an extensive written review on our site. You can get the link to that just below this if you want some more details and some of the science behind their recipes. Thanks for watching this video review.